Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the collective for all signs. This is going to be your weekly twin flame reading. Now, what's going on this week, you guys, is we have the intensity of change in the air because the eclipse window is still open until December 14th. We also have the asteroid Pallas that represents the higher self and the divine feminine heading into Aquarius and showing us that this next era is spearheaded by the divine feminine. And the central idea here is equality. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to read to you guys from the True Love reading cards about the divine feminine. Okay, so you guys are very clear because it's not based on gender, okay? And the divine feminine is basically returning to us all once more after thousands of years of dominance by the distorted masculine. She's characterized by qualities such as nurturing behavior, patience, caring, acceptance, trust, going with the flow, harmony with natural cycles, sharing, communal cooperation, healing, a connection to nature, and a more circular, organic way of getting things done. Intuition, especially the decision to use and trust it more, is also extremely important in the feminine realm and feminine approach to life. These qualities are not always highly valued in our society, and whether you are male or female, you may have been brought up learning to discard or to distrust them. The feminine way of being patient or caring is not just about giving all the time and finishing up exhausted yourself. It's about having faith in the fact that the universe can and will guide you if you allow it. The divine feminine is the vital force from which all other life emerges, and it works towards a win-win outcome in every situation for the good of all involved. All things creative, sensual, and nurturing belong in the feminine realm. So indulge that with awareness as a way of expressing your delight. Make a commitment to listen to, trust, and act upon your intuition more today and every day. This is your heart and intuition calling out to you, urging you to trust your feminine energy more and more. Okay? And so this is really important because oftentimes I think there's a little bit of confusion or misunderstanding around what the divine feminine truly is. So basically what's going on, you guys, we have this old reality, the patriarchy, the masculine. This old reality is ending. Okay, it was ruled by Saturn, the patriarchal god of time and karma. And for twin flames, what we're seeing is a much more passive time where there's less restriction, especially for the feminine twin or the female dominant twin. We have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pallas all moving into Aquarius, so marking new energy, a new chapter, where feminine leadership or the divine feminine sets the templates of progress. The divine feminine we know is the higher self, the soul self, who exists beyond conflict, opposition, blame, and ego. Okay, just like I read to you from the True Love reading cards. Now is the time where we need to take responsibility for the self. So after over the last few years, the divine feminine has been clearing historical content based on lack, victimhood, disempowerment. All right, and it's been clearing the way, especially for those who have done the inner work. So we've been asked to clear the way into true unity consciousness. And this is all starting with the 12-12 portal. And I suggest you guys check out those readings that I did for each of your signs because that's sort of aligning us, opening up that heart chakra and aligning us to unity consciousness. So Venus is also moving into a trine with Neptune and away from an opposition with Uranus. So for those of us who aren't astrologers, this means that guidance and inspiration are coming. Twin flames are going to be feeling more of a closeness and an unconditional love between you and your twin. It's really important you pay attention to your dreams because they will be significant and you might have a lot more mystical experiences, deja vu, signs and synchronicities, visions. Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities and these visions and these experiences because they're guiding you to unity and to your highest path. We also see that Venus and Mars are now wanting the same thing, and that same thing is love. So true love, not karmic drama and ego satisfaction, but true love. And when we have two people both longing for the same thing, this manifestation, love, is superpowered, and you are going to attract each other powerfully. So this is a really exciting time for those of us in separation. The Divine Feminine has experienced a major shift, and this week is like the calm before the storm, because next week we're going to be experiencing even bigger shifts and revelations. Even if Mars retrograde is officially over, we still have Mars in opposition to Pluto, which means the Divine Masculine and Aries individuals are still being pushed into deep inner transformation. We also see childhood issues and shadows that are deep foundational blocks to love and happiness, which have kept the Divine Masculine and our sort of patriarchal society trapped in cycles of conflict, which are blocking unity and love. So the Divine Feminine is going to be taking the lead, but still has to be holding space for the masculine counterpart. The Divine Masculine is being pushed to realize that this needs to heal and needs to open to a higher state. And although this may not happen overnight, it's like the beginning of this transformation. This push has begun. The Divine Feminine has an intellectually higher understanding as the Sun is trining Mercury. Okay, we also see the North Node turning direct in Gemini, and this is happening on 12/12, so after months of retrograde. This means that we're now going to be focusing more on the future, and we're not going to be focusing so much on the problems, but we're focusing more on solutions. We're being asked to pay attention to our old goals and perceptions that may be aligned with ego or based in fear, and ask ourselves what will truly make us happy, what will give us true inner deep satisfaction. Okay, you guys? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the reading. I'm going to ask that you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also check out the description box for ways that you can get a private reading, or you can get your hands on the decks that I'm using. I don't know if that came out right. It sounded funny, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. All right, let's go ahead and see what messages come through. So I'm going to pull 3 cards. One, I'm going to be reading your energy. Maybe this is the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine, or your person's energy on the right, and we're going to see what's going on in between you. But the cards usually, whoops, here we go, we get Solitude coming out. All right, so this is that deep contemplation. Some of you guys, again, most of you out there are in separation. But if you are in a connection, you might be sort of doing this sort of inner work at this time, and really on your own sort of spiritual journey at this time. All right, so we get Divine Intervention. Actually, they're telling me to put that in the middle. Okay. For some of you guys, you might know who your twin is, and you guys might be in separation. You might also have, there might have been divine intervention that led you to clearing out a karmic situation to open the way for union with your twin. Okay, I feel like some of you guys are recently separated either from your twin or from a karmic situation, and that's why you're in this sort of solitude, just sort of sussing out, figuring out what's going on right now, doing a bit of healing work, okay? Trying to sort of just clear the confusion around how you're feeling, what's going on in your life. All right, and then we get beginnings. Beautiful. I really like this because I do feel like if this is your person, that there is a new beginning, that they're opening up. And I'm really picking up on this being the Divine Masculine, but really opening up that heart space. And as a result of this 12/12 portal and all of the activity, we're really opening up to this new way, leaving, you know, that sort of Capricornian patriarchal top-down society behind. and really allowing the divine feminine to step into it, to take the lead here. And I feel like this is the divine masculine, that heart opening up to the idea of unity. I do also feel like the solitude energy is like the calm before the storm, and she's looking out and seeing these sort of rumblings of what is to come, what's happening, okay, what's coming into fruition. We have entanglement at the bottom of the deck. Immediately, some of you might be of two minds. Again, I feel like the solitude energy is really coming from, you know, really needing to clear out confusion. Really the importance of trusting your intuition and your dreams. The messages, the signs and synchronicities are going to sort of bring things into focus, okay? Some of you guys may have, again, what I'm getting here is, you know, your twin is out there. You may have been entangled in a third-party situation or with a karmic, okay, which was kind of splitting your energy. And here we have this awakening, you know, this deep awakening that's happening, especially for the masculine twin. And we see searching, okay, and look at this, love igniting, so new beginnings, searching for the one, going through this awakening process, okay? Beautiful energy there, you guys. All right, let's go ahead and invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and ascended masters to this space to deliver the messages that my twins need to hear. So let's get some more information, please, for those of you on a twin flame journey. Let's see what's going on with, I'm picking up of this being the divine feminine, but the twin that is in solitude. I feel like the person in solitude is really coming out of a karmic connection, or just really trying to cut through some confusion here. And the only way they know how to, or you know how to do that is, you know, working things out on your own. Really channeling a lot of energy into like self-love and self-care. All right, so we get the King of Pentacles in reverse. So yeah, somebody here has lost a bit of stability. Again, it could be because you're in separation from your twin in this lifetime. And Spirit's saying that this separation really is a result of lessons that need to be learned, okay? And that I do feel like there will be a new beginning or a coming together. But I do feel like the person in solitude, the King of Pentacles, needs to do some healing, needs to really focus on, you know, on what brings them stability, what brings them deep happiness. Yeah, Two of Wands. This is Moon and Libra energy. Again, there's some resistance here. I'm sorry, the Two of Swords. This is stalemate and indecision. That's why they've gone into solitude. Again, your person may have separated from you because they needed to focus more on, you know, on the 3D, or they are focusing more on, you know, on their financial stability, on their career, on their health. And, you know, and I feel like because they need to really make a decision here. Maybe they need to decide between you and somebody else. But I'm not picking up on that being like the strongest message coming through. Like they just really need to figure things out. All right. And then we get the Four of Swords in reverse, healing and recovery. So I do feel like, you know, they're trying to get to the heart of the matter here. The Four of Swords, I do feel like they've been in a process of healing. Again, that explains this solitude, really trying to figure out what's going on, what they do next, trying to achieve balance. And many of them are, you know, and I pick up on this being the divine masculine, going through this awakening, you know, searching for answers, okay? And with the Four of Swords in reverse, though, I do feel like they need to recover this stability. Again, maybe it was with the connection with you. They sort of felt disempowered, or they felt like they, you know, may have felt a little bit out of control because of the intensity of the connection. So they're trying to regain that. That might be a little bit of ego there as well. But the Four of Swords, I do feel like as if they will be, when this is healed, when they regain this stability, that they will be reaching out. Now, if you don't know who this person is, again, I feel like these are the lessons that they're learning. This is part of their evolution and their awakening. And when this healing takes place, this is when, you know, you guys are coming into union. And look at that. We get Knight of Pentacles. So we have a Knight and the King. So I feel like for some of you guys, you may have like, I feel like some of you guys, you may have started a connection with this person. And if you haven't, again, this is their evolution outside of the relationship and the things that need to take place before you come into union. But this is all this masculine energy over here, needing to heal something, needing to really come to their own conclusions. And I feel like for some of my masculine twins, they may have jumped into something thinking that they were prepared, but they're really like coming in thinking they were a king, but really finding out that they need more time, that they're a knight. So again, if you're dealing with somebody who's running or somebody who is separated from you or you from them, you know, steady progress is being made, but they're not quite coming in as a king yet. They're in the process. And again, the divine feminine needs to really hold space, you know, while this evolution, this ascension, this awakening takes place. All right, because as I said in the introduction, we still have Mars in opposition to Pluto. And so this is really still like a lot of transformation within the divine masculine, okay, before they can come in as that king and offer that stability. All right, but it's beautiful energy because there is steady progress being made. And for those of you who feel like things are just going round and round and things aren't getting better, this beautiful shell, I feel like this is also a message. You know, when you take a shell and you put it up to your ear, you know, you can hear the ocean. I feel like you're gaining clarity. You will get a message, I feel like, from this person, especially next to the Four of Swords. Now, this message could be in a text message, it could be an email, but it could also be that you guys are communicating telepathically. Again, we have this, you know, a lot of mystical experiences, deja vu, and messages in the dream space or through meditation. And again, some of you guys, I just was called to like look at this penny. Like you guys might get things like, you know, pennies turning up in certain places, feathers, that sort of thing, animals. You know, our signs and symbols are going to be different for each of us. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some cards for this beginnings. All right, so we get the Emperor in reverse. Yeah, okay. So the Emperor in reverse is, this is your divine masculine. Okay, and this is, I really do feel like this is divine feminine holding space for the divine masculine. We had the Mars in retrograde energy, really sort of, you know, there's a big shift in roles. There's a role reversal where the divine feminine is going to sort of spearhead this new era, this new, you know, this new cycle. And, you know, and I feel like this is the beginning of that, okay, of this new cycle where the feminine steps up and takes the lead. Okay, and then we get the Four of Pentacles. So we have scarcity mindset. Yeah, because I feel like there's still things here. If you're in separation, I feel like the masculine is still really holding out, really holding on to the old way of doing things. Again, there's steady progress being made, but it's not all happening overnight. So it's going to take some time. And I know this reading seems to be all about the divine masculine, but the divine feminine coming into this information, recognizing that this is what's going on, is also going to allow the divine feminine or her to, you know, to continue on her path, but with more peace, with more grace, with more ease, understanding, you know, what's happening here. We get the Three of Cups, celebration and community. So the Three of Cups is also one of my cards of reunion. So I love this energy. We also have three fours coming out here. And so we're going to be receiving messages from, you know, our spirit guides, from spirit and your twin in particular with this number sequence. So if you find yourself looking at the clock at 4:44, if you find yourself, you know, if you look at invoices and numbers that, you know, that this sequence shows up, remember that is some sort of telepathic communication from your twin or a message from your angels and your guides about this journey. I do see that, you know, the divine feminine, there's a new beginning, is holding space, recognizes that this union will take place. And we get the King of Cups, emotional mastery. Beautiful. So again, I feel like this is the energy of the divine feminine stepping up, taking the lead, being in control of her emotions. And when I say her, remember, I'm not talking about gender. And if you want to go back and listen to the introduction, this is a beautiful, beautiful description about what the divine feminine truly is. And I feel like this King of Cups is really embodying this new cycle where the divine feminine takes the lead. And, you know, with all of this falling into place, you know, holding space for the masculine while he continues to go through this transformation, this is what's going to bring this reunion. And when I say reunion, because maybe you don't know who this person is in this 3D reality, but because you share a soul, it means that you will be coming back together. So what's going on between you? Beautiful. There's spiritual advisement, the Hierophant. So this is, for me, there was divine intervention. Some of you guys might be leaving a long-term situation or a commitment or a relationship. And I feel like there's a little bit, you're feeling a bit distraught about this, or maybe it's your person. This could be a karmic situation, but I do feel like it also speaks to, you know, that Spirit saying is union is on its way. We're entering into this unity consciousness, and this is what's going to bring my twins together. We get the Two of Wands, planning and decisions. The Two of Wands is a beautiful sort of confirmation of twin flames, because we have these two sort of flaming sticks, you know, these two flaming wands together. What I am seeing here with the Two of Wands is, you know, where two become one. That's what I'm really seeing here, taking me back to that Ace of Wands, that, you know, don't doubt the spiritual connection that you have here. I also feel as if somebody here, you know, and I feel like it's the divine masculine, is also in this place of really needing to make a decision, is at a crossroads about commitment. And again, it might be releasing a third party situation or a karmic situation in order to move towards his twin or his divine counterpart. Okay. But I feel like, again, all of this solitude, there's a lot of planning and decisions being made. And again, this stalemate and indecision, this is the energy that the divine masculine has been in. All right, and then we get the Ten of Swords. So there's some sort of painful ending. What I'm getting here is that, you know, whether it's the divine masculine or the divine feminine, somebody here may be in a marriage or in a karmic situation, and they may be staying there, okay, with this stalemate energy, because they're worried about hurting somebody else's feelings, okay? They're really worried about the guilt or the repercussions, and that might be really holding them back from, you know, from moving towards, you know, towards love, towards union. And then we get the Hermit card in reverse. Okay, so we get soul searching. So I do feel like after a considerable amount of soul searching, again, there may be an important advisor, therapist, you know, spiritual leader, you know, whatever it might be, that is going to help mediate this situation. If you guys are in separation, okay, in this lifetime. For others of you, I feel like the divine masculine is consulting somebody, you know, in this Hierophant position, whether it's somebody that they respect, whether it's somebody, ooh, and we get confirmation there, somebody they respect, somebody that, you know, is in the healthcare, you know, is like, you know, a psychologist and a therapist, a counselor. Okay, so I do see counseling here for those of you who are in separation from, you know, your twin, where you guys have been in union, and for others, those, you know, your twin who was in a karmic situation. It could be both of you though. You know, really sort of trying to work through feelings of guilt of leaving behind a commitment. And after doing a lot of soul searching, you know, the Hermit card and the Hierophant both sort of represent teachers, and spiritual teachers and spiritual learning. And so what you guys have learned after a period of soul searching here is going to allow you to make the decision and move towards union. And the Hermit card too, I do keep getting, you know, with the Four of Swords, there's some healing that's taking place. But I do feel like those of you will be getting communication, whether that's in the 3D or whether that's in sort of the remote soul planes. At the bottom of the deck, we get the Queen of Pentacles, nurturing. So I love this energy because I feel like this is the divine feminine really nurturing this connection. Some of you guys with the Page of Pentacles, this may have been a connection that started and sort of stopped abruptly, or, you know, you might be dealing with like a runner-chaser dynamic, and I feel like that would be the divine masculine, feeling like he didn't have his SHIT together enough to offer his queen here. And we get the Five of Wands, conflict and competition. So this is beautiful in the reverse because it's kind of like this conflict coming to an end, and they're showing me the Four of Wands. They're showing me this contract. They're showing me this union. That's my 1111 card. But somebody or both of you are really feeling isolated and alone at this time, but I do feel like, you know, that will be coming to an end, okay? Especially with the Divine Feminine, the Three of Cups, and what I'm getting with celebration and community. The Divine Feminine, I feel like, is really sort of, you know, making sure she's spending time with friends and family, and understanding that this is a really deep connection, holding space for it, but not putting her life on hold, okay? And that's really beautiful, like nurturing her family, nurturing herself, you know, and not putting her life completely on hold, and maybe even, you know, and with these new beginnings, experiencing new beginnings, and starting to really enjoy life rather than sort of being in this sort of anxious, sort of stuck waiting energy. Okay, it's a really nice energy, and it's exactly what the Divine Feminine needs to do to sort of raise her vibration as well. And I also feel like that's also the power that she's like, it's like the calm before the storm that I was talking about in the introduction. That's the power, that's the momentum that she's building, because she's going to be taking the lead, okay? And she can't be in this sort of nervous, stressed out, anxious energy, okay? So let's go ahead and see what else comes through. Okay, and we have Axe, breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. Yeah, so for some of you guys, this is somebody that you know in the 3D, and you guys are in separation, okay? And your person has gone into solitude. For others of you, I feel like your twin, most likely the masculine twin, is in a karmic situation that needs to end, and I feel like this is really kind of doing his head in. Again, I say his. It doesn't mean that I'm speaking about gender. It's just the divine masculine. Okay, and then we get girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. This is exactly what I was talking about with this Three of Cups energy. The Divine Feminine isn't sort of holding back, isn't, you know, throwing herself a pity party, isn't allowing the anxiety to take over. You know, she's really moving forward, because deep down, she knows how important this connection is. But while she's holding space for the masculine, she's not going to be holding herself back or holding herself down, okay? And then we get kisses, unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. So I do feel like this is, you know, the Divine Feminine recognizing that, you know, that her love for the masculine is unconditional, and she wants to give and receive affection, but she also understands that she deserves love and affection. Okay, and I know some of you might be triggered by that and be like, well, why does, you know, the Divine Feminine have to run off and get it from someone else? Or, you know, but it's about enjoying this human experience as well, and not denying, you know, not denying yourself sort of these pleasures and love and affection, whether that comes from, you know, like whether it's platonic or whether it's romantic, you know, while you're waiting for, you know, the masculine to sort of go through these transformations. Okay, but I do also feel like, you know, this unconditional love, that the Divine Feminine really falling in love with her children, her projects, her business, and recognizing, as I said in the introduction, about like having love all around. I didn't say this in the introduction, but having love all around you in, you know, the water you drink, in the food that you eat, in your plants, you know, whether it's like the beautiful flowers you buy for yourself, or, you know, the oils that you put on, or, you know, or the music you listen to, like really just really sort of falling in love and recognizing that love is all around you. You know, and giving and receiving affection, you know, it's a natural part, it's a necessary part of the human experience. Okay, and then we get the dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to a light, adapt, change, and heal. Yeah, so what I'm getting here, like I was going to read this card as a transformation, But I am getting, you know, that also, you know, the masculine has been going through some intense soul searching and is maybe even feeling guilt about maybe leaving a karmic situation or commitment, or even guilt about the separation from the divine feminine if he knows who she is or has been, you know, with her in this lifetime, and also sort of changing, healing, adapting. And dragonflies might be, I'm getting like an animal symbol for some of you, if you guys sort of see dragonflies, or maybe even have like a dragonfly tattoo is what I'm getting. Okay, and then we get photographs, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, and making new memories. So this is coming on the divine feminine side. I do feel like there is longing here, and many of you guys know who this person is and are in separation from them. But I also feel like this making new memories, the divine feminine isn't waiting around, just watching the clock. You know, the divine feminine is giving and receiving love, and is affectionate, and is making new memories, these new beginnings, you know, while divine masculine works out and heals what he needs to. At the bottom of the deck, we get outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. I feel like this is the energy the divine feminine is not in, okay? Like the divine feminine previously would have been in, like, you know, replaying things, really stuck in her head. Why didn't this work out? Why aren't I, you know, why aren't I in a relationship with, you know, why aren't I in union? And it's sort of this energy that she's releasing. Okay, and this outdated thinking, this is the difference between, you know, the age, this Capricornian age, and the age of Aquarius that's being spearheaded by the divine feminine. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull some messages for my twin flames. Additional messages, please. Okay, and we get, I've never forgotten you, even though you think I have. Okay. You know, I feel like that could come from both sides, because like I said, I see the divine feminine enjoying life, giving and receiving affection, you know, holding space for the masculine, but the masculine might not be able to see that. Might be a little bit like, whoa, what's going on here? Okay. But again, I think this is also that you guys can feel each other, sense each other, maybe even dreaming about each other. And, you know, those little insecurities creeping in. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. I feel like this is a message from the masculine to the feminine. You know, again, being indecisive, needing to sort of do the work, going through this evolution, this transformation, this healing on his own. I know I screwed things up and honestly have no idea how to fix it. Masculine energy for those of you who are in separation from this person. I also feel like this is a little bit of their fear of, you know, they're a little bit, I feel like with this entanglement card, they've got like 1 foot in and 1 foot out of a karmic connection. That just keeps coming through for me strong here. Okay. That's not going to be for all of you, but I do see that, you know, the masculine trying to fix this, trying to do what he's got to do to come into union. And then I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. Yeah, and we see that with photographs. So somebody here is really reminiscing, looking at photos, missing you. They're definitely watching you. And I do feel like it's the masculine watching the feminine. Okay, so again, maybe not revealing how they're feeling. Okay, in solitude, and you're just divine feminine, like open up to unity consciousness. All right, and then we get you are an angel. Yeah, beautiful. So yeah, divine masculine, just like really, really loving hard on the divine feminine, but not showing it. Okay, not showing it, and then also having some conflicting feelings if they're in another connection or need to leave, you know, behind a cycle, or they need to do some healing work. At the bottom of the deck, please don't take what happened personally. It's not you, it's me. So if you guys are in separation, again, I feel like that's masculine to the feminine, you know, saying that they regret, but they did need to come to their own conclusions here, okay? So let's go ahead and pull some romance angels. See what else comes through for you guys. All right, so we get pay attention to the red flags. Okay. The signs are cautioning you. If you guys had a connection with this person, I think there were a lot of things that either weren't adding up. You might have even felt like you knew that there was somebody else, or that they were, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's another person. I mean, it could be just the healing that needed to take place. All right, but you're being asked to trust, have faith. All right, I feel like that's the energy the divine feminine is in, though, like trusting this. And that's what's allowing her to live her life. That's what's allowing her to be happy and to love, because she knows that, you know, she has faith in the universe, in this union. Okay, again, look at that. This came out, finances and career. So again, the divine masculine may have been this entanglement, could be somebody who works a lot, or somebody who just, you know, needed to sort of get that stability. They're actually a knight. They wanted to come in as a king, or they do want to come in as a king very soon. Okay, so divine feminine, decide what you want so that it comes to you now. There may have also been an ultimatum between you guys, okay? But I also feel like that the divine feminine is letting go and living her life. And, you know, but I think also that there's going to be these breakthroughs very soon. You know, we have a lot happening right now. Past life relationship. All right, so you've known each other before. Yeah, and I also feel like this also could be, if they're in a karmic situation, that might be why it's difficult for them to leave, because it is a karmic, you know, it's a soulmate. Okay, and we get new love. Look at that. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So for some of my divine feminines, you guys have this new beginning is because you've decided to channel your love, your energy, your affection into somebody new. And I know some of you guys might be triggered by that. But, you know, like it's not just to pass the time, but it's about, you know, holding space for the masculine, but at the same time, like living your life, you know, keeping your options open. For others, you know, for others of you, if that doesn't resonate, what I'm seeing here is like very soon, this connection is going to either be rekindled, or, you know, your person is coming into your life. Okay. We get express your love. So go ahead and make the romantic gesture. All right. So really the importance, I do feel like somebody here, and I feel like it's going to be the masculine is going to be reaching out. Because I get, you know, we get the Hermit energy in reverse and the Four of Swords, and both of those is like soul searching, healing. Okay, I've made my decision. I know what I need to do. And with the divine masculine showing up as the Knight of Pentacles, it's a very sort of slow moving energy. All right, and we get chemistry, so there's a strong magnetic attraction. Yeah, there's going to be like an uncanny or unsort of stated sort of pull between you guys. All right, and then we get children. Your love life is being affected by children. Again, that could be this entanglement. And look at that, we get healing family issues. Okay, so again, your person may be in a connection where there are children involved. That might be keeping them in a karmic situation. Or, you know, maybe you guys do have children together. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull some love or lust cards just to see what's going on. These are a little bit naughty, so let's go ahead and see what's the divine masculine thinking. And this could be if you guys have been together, or even if you're not, if you've never been with this person. It's the energy that they have towards you. Okay, we get, ooh, the person you're dealing with is not the jealous type, but territorial. They protect what belongs to them. They're obsessed with you in a healthy way. So again, I do feel like You know, there is, I've looked you up online. I feel like they're keeping tabs on you, especially if you know who this person is. And I also feel like if you don't know who this person is, it's this energy of like, they know you're out there. You know, they know kind of what they have to do. And then we get someone is watching you, wanting you, lusting after you in unexplainable ways. You can feel it and you don't mind. They'll soon reveal themselves. So, wow, really beautiful sort of confirmation here of what I was picking up on the Four of Swords and that Hermit energy, divine masculine. They're watching you, you know, they're territorial and you know it. You can feel that they're coming towards you. And you don't mind, you know, and they're soon going to reveal themselves. All right. So, wow. Okay. That is pretty amazing stuff. So some of you guys, you know, in the next, you know, couple of weeks, you're going to be getting a message from this person. And again, for some of you, it may not be, you know, it may not be in the 3D. It may be these, you know, during meditations and during dreams. I'm going to pull one more for you. There we go. Okay. So this is interesting. Again, those of you who are in separation from this person, criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. So yeah, okay, again, some of you guys, you know, there was a big fight or there's this divine intervention, something that really split you up. If it was another person, or maybe divine masculine wasn't channeling any energy into this, didn't want to commit, that sort of thing. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Absolutely. So the love is there. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. And I feel like this really does sort of embody the divine feminine energy that I was picking up on. Like, the divine feminine is open to different possibilities and open to enjoying her life. And that doesn't take away from this connection. Okay? Because if there's separation, or if you don't even know who this person is, it's like, I can't sit around and just pine away for union. You know, like, I've got to get out there. I've got to explore. I've got to be my highest expression in this world. And then we get time. You're trying too hard, and give it time. Yeah, so again, be patient. Okay, we do have that Knight of Pentacles energy, very slow moving energy here. So really, really nice sort of nice messages coming through. I'm not done yet. I thought I was going to end there, but I'm going to pull Whispers of Love just for a final message for you guys. For those of you waiting on communication, you are going to get it. It's crazy because, you know, they're territorial. They are obsessed with you in a healthy way, and then you can feel someone watching you. They'll soon reveal themselves. Wow. I love that. And I think they're seeing you, you know, with the Queen of Pentacles, like really taking care of yourself, being calm, moving towards your financial goals, stability, you know, maternal energy, just like going through a really nice glow up, your stability, your emotional stability and mastery, which we see with you being in that, or the divine feminine being in that King of Cups energy. You know, that's that emotional mastery, that stability that they're really being drawn to. All right, the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Yeah, and that would really explain the message that I was getting about the divine feminine, really just finding love all around, and the masculine as well. But I feel like the masculine is still a little bit tied up in some other energy, but the divine feminine, like really feeling love around her, and the food she eats, and the water she drinks, and the music she listens to, and her children and her pets, you know, and her work, and her friends, and her garden, you know, that sort of thing. Whatever it is that you do. All right, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you found clarity and guidance in these messages. Powerful stuff going on. All right. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.